This week we're talking about the sila of action. Now, can you see the relevance of this topic right now? What is missing from our public discourse and interaction? Sila, ethical speech and conduct based on empathy, from true understanding of context and from an unbiased heart-mind. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh please. We are still more animal than we care to believe. Instinct over intent. It's painful. It's so painful to see the truth, but it's better to see where we are so we can understand how to cultivate the medicine that we need for the virus of hate. Truly, I am very careful what images and news I'm taking in right now. Just enough to know what's going on, to know what I need to do, what needs to be done to be responsible, to stay safe, to help others to stay safe. Just enough to not tip into overwhelm or to back away when I do. This is sila practice. It's messy, imprecise, real-time course corrections out of the fray of words and actions that cause harm. Sila is being able to discern when someone crosses a line, is disrespectful or actively harmful, whether it's happening in here or in virtual land, on the news, in your mind, or with a friend. Many folks felt traumatized seeing the violent violations just last week, right? Just 1 week. We feel the unskillfulness in our bones. Sticks and stones and words can and do hurt. All of them. Know them by how they look and feel. Then put a big yellow warning sign up that says, danger, scary stuff ahead. You've been advised. Don't forget, don't be casual, don't go back to sleep as Rumi echoes through time to us. Stay awake, don't go back to sleep, because staying awake and orienting toward the skillful will get us through. There is a path we can follow, thank goodness. I take a great solace in that awareness. I am not alone. Others have walked this path of mindfulness, rooted in the foundational teachings of sila. Without it, well, take a look. How's it going? Right? And as Bill said yesterday, practicing mindfulness, the act of practicing mindfulness, it is a doing. It is being sila. Why? Because we are deliberately and as wholeheartedly as possible setting up the conditions to not cause more trouble or harm for ourselves or others. You see? Sila does take effort. It takes effort to keep mindfulness and non-harm in mind. This is not our collective habit. It's not even trending, right? Not even trending. It takes work to restrain the unwholesome. It takes work to bring forth friendliness, compassion, gratitude, and appreciation. But this is the sila of conduct. Just this sitting here doing that. It's a labor of love we are doing. What a relief. And as Bill said, it doesn't matter the quality of your meditation. The act of intentionally, deliberately not doing our usual busyness, interrupting that for a discrete period of time and coming in for a landing and seeing how we are, what the state of affairs is like inside. Well, doing it in an atmosphere that is, at the very least, hospitable, not harmful, safe, or maybe even orienting toward a sense of well-being and uplift. Now that, my friends, is radical. It goes against convention. It goes against all of the task doings that we do. It is a radical act of self-care, the fruit of mindfulness as it trains and tames or shapes this heart-mind into a beautiful instrument of peace that it can be. The guideposts set forth in this path that lead out of suffering are the practices of sila. Lay folk, like me and you and most of the world, need practical practices, ones that are roadworthy, that can be taken off our cushion and applied in our daily life, on the street, in the market, in a protest, watching a riot or an insurrection, or watching one play out in the privacy of our minds. Buddha offered us guidelines, guideposts that are intended to be enacted and tried. Ehipassiko, come and see for yourself. Don't trust me, don't trust him, don't trust any teacher. See for yourself. Now again, some of you may recall chanting the 5 precepts on retreat. I spoke of the one last week devoted to speech, the refraining from what they say is incorrect speech, lying, backbiting, harmful, and useless speech. Now the other four precepts are all about the sila of conduct. So in English, the top 4 skillful things to do wherever you are is to not destroy living creatures, insects, animals, humans. And P.S., it's also a good idea to not destroy the environment, the habitat that we call home. Number 2, to not take what isn't given, to not steal objects or ideas. Number 3, to refrain from sexual misconduct. I would say physical misconduct, violations of physical and personal space. And 4, to refrain from using intoxicants. I might add social media as one of the intoxicants of the day. Anything that clouds clear seeing, that can lead to heedlessness, carelessness, and harm. Well, these are the 4 things. To not kill, to not steal, to not engage in sexual misconduct, to not use intoxicants that cause us to be careless. To others as to myself as to others. Sure, no problem. I can get through the day without causing harm to myself or somebody else. Sure, right. That's a tall order. Any one of these 4 precepts could be a lifetime of work. And it would be a good work. It would be an honorable life, a life well spent. These are indeed tall orders, but gratefully, we are asked to approach sila as a practice, not a commandment, not a should, but an encouragement, an orientation, a consideration. The saving grace of chanting these words repeatedly, which I have done many times, is that you start to notice the other words in the stanzas. That is, that each stanza begins with, I undertake the training. That is to say, I, Susan, can choose to willingly orient the heart-mind in the direction of non-harm. That also leaves some wiggle room for the reality that I am where I am. I haven't arrived anywhere, but rather there is a real willingness to meet myself right where I am, to talk nicely, encouraging myself right here to support, to uphold, and to stay on track with the aim of non-harm. I'll do my best, not because I should, but because I can see and feel the wisdom of not causing harm, here and out there, because in the end it hurts, it's toxic. There's no peace of mind or body when I'm activated. Yes, even righteous activation, it may feel good, the adrenaline rush of anger, but it just burns us quicker. It burns us out quicker. The precepts are practical so that we can go about our busy day interacting with the many and varied people or the inner and outer folks that pass through our mind, and we have a benchmark to push against, a benchmark to consider. This is how we grow and shape our heart minds. To know something, or to know when someone or something is harmful. We know because we've seen for ourselves, felt it in our bodies when something lands in the zone of safety or in the zone of danger. We want to learn the signs of safety and danger, to learn the signs of non-harm and harmlessness. They're distinct, harm and non-harm, skillful and unskillful, dis-ease and ease. They're distinct. Learn to see and feel and know these distinctions vis-a-vis action, what you do, how you respond, how best to respond, whether it's to you or to someone else, or because it's you or someone else. Oh my goodness. Learn these signs for your own welfare and for everyone else's. Get clear. Be still for a minute and check in. What's going on? Then stand up or sit down in the name of non-harm. Do you hear that? It's not Pollyanna-ish. It's a good guideline. I undertake the training to practice refraining from causing harm or from causing more harm. I undertake the training to cause as little harm as possible, right? But now harm is being considered. Harm is being considered in how I speak and how I do my day, in all of my actions, in here and out there. These are useful guidelines, not commandments, not shoulds. They offer clear points of consideration. Now that's flexible. Meet yourself where you are and begin these kinds of considerations. You can do that. We can do that. We can consider these things together as if a beneficial presence, as if a dear friend or a wise elder was watching out, watching over our well-being and that of others in this very moment. We can do that. Let's take care how we move through the day, pausing and gently orienting toward kinder place. All right. Thank you.